Serious, what secret could destroy your life if it got out? Throwaway for obvious reasons. I hit a smallish lottery, few mil, a little while back and told absolutely no one. Family and friends included. I took a bunch of steps to secure my kids' futures and we live a very comfortable but not lavish life. I'm pretty generous with the people around me. I think that they just think I'm doing very well career-wise, or something illegal under the table. I justify it by thinking that if this was general knowledge amongst friends and family it would ruin relationships. My priority needed to be my kids. I have not paid income taxes in a decade. I don't get any withholding. I don't know how it got away from me like that. At this point I'm afraid to ask. Edit to stop the question. No, I will not give an exact location. No. Not even via PM. I created a throwaway because, though it seems kind of stupid, it could absolutely destroy everything I have built up. I am employed by a company that allows people to work remotely. They only hire in specific states in the US. Not only do I not live in one of those states, I don't even live in the US. I am a US citizen but am currently not in the US, and it's because of this job and the poopty economy in the country I'm in I get to live a pretty damned lavish life. For every $1 it's worth about 600% more here because the currency is weak. Getting weaker. And it's just cheap as poop to live here anyways. I've been working for months and I've had some close calls. I screwed up a couple of times and they questioned me about it. I had to lie. The fact that my brother, my father, and I know that my mom has been cheating on my dad for the past 3 years. It's a complicated situation. I occasionally, as in pretty much daily, go on Omegle and do rollerplays as a 25-year-old woman who's into being tied up. I'm an otherwise straight 22-year-old man and I have no idea what's wrong with me. Well, I am from India and I have evidence to a 726.8 crore rupee scam that my former company did that basically robbed millions of students a chance at a good livelihood. I was put in the scam by the company and when I said I will not and I resigned, the company told me that they will destroy my life if I made it public. I was 22 at that time and was scared. The owner of the company is related with police officers and literally they can screw my life easily. But not a single day goes by when I don't think about it. I can't stop myself from lying. Half the time I lie about things that don't matter and should have just told the truth for, but I can't stop myself from doing it. All the lies I've told began small, all catch up to at one point or another and are seriously damaging my life. My parents and brother don't trust me at all anymore because I've done some incredibly stupid things and lied about them. I've also had to do things or tell bigger lies to cover what started out as a little white lie. Other people around me that were caught me in a lie don't know how to act around me anymore. I know I need to stop and I am trying, but the more I try to stop doing it, the more I do it. This is slowly destroying my life and my relationship with my family and there is nothing I can about it. A really good lifelong buddy of mine dropped out of college after 9/11 and joined the army. He completed 3 tours in Iraq, got married, had a kid. All was great for him. His mom was the type that was close to his friends because they reminded her of him while he was away. So us guys would take her out and keep her company. As a group. One day she called me up and asked to go out and have a drink. She found some pictures or whatever of her son and I from childhood and she couldn't wait to share. We meet up at a local watering hole for a couple drinks and a few laughs. She kept feeding me drinks and before I could say that it was time for me to head out she had her hands on me and was very forward. I admit it wasn't a decision that I was capable of making at that time. So I went with what felt good. We went back to my house and had some of the craziest eye-popping tantric, drunk, sex. My buddy died in Iraq a few months later and I am a horrible person. Edit, spelling. I failed out of college and didn't tell anyone. I lied about still being in school and pretended to go to classes. My parents still thought they were paying for my college. That is the worst part of this whole thing. I wasted 6 months and a good $5,000, if not more. Edit. Thanks everyone for your responses. It's good to know that I'm not the only one who has messed up in response to a lot of questions. My parents found out about everything when my mom was trying to get my health insurance taken care of and the insurance said that I wasn't enrolled in school. This was 5 years ago. I have since paid my parents back for the money they spent. Went to community college. Transferred to a 4-year. And am now about to graduate with my BS. How much I don't care about a lot of people in my life that like me. Co-workers. Friends. Family. There are a ton of them I just don't care for really. And am just civil with them for convenience. Some of them have done pretty nice things for me. And I am thankful. But there are still some I just don't really like that much. I used to not be like this. I used to try and maintain all the relationships. Now many old friends, people that live far away. I don't even make an effort. And I wonder if I ever cared at all. The weirdest part is in social situations. I'm really good at being friendly. And feigning interest in people's life. I've been complimented on being a nice and genuine guy. But there's this resentment I have for many people in my life that I keep hidden. The only people I really care for are a few close friends. My immediate family. And my girlfriend. Other than that, I'd rather just be alone. Well damn. Now that some dude bangs his dog, I don't feel so bad about me and my cousin knocking boots every time we're in town together. I am emotionally numb. I always have to fake being happy or excited about things. I guess it kind of sucks because I'm not happy or unhappy, and the only time I'm considerate is when I'm doing something because I know something bad will happen and not because of guilt or a negative emotion of any kind. I sometimes wonder why I exist, but I don't delve too deeply because I just don't care. Wow. I didn't expect this comment to explode like this. I hope everyone understands that I can't possibly go through all of the replies because it would take hours. I'm glad that a lot of people understand how I feel though. Also thanks for all of the support everyone. I have a cross-dressing fetish. But I'm completely straight. I have an incredibly supportive girlfriend who knows, but I don't think I could ever handle telling anyone else. And Lord only knows what would happen my small social life. Throwaway for great reason. When I was about 9. My oldest sister died, age 32, and her 2 kids came to live with us. I'm a surprise child, so all of my siblings are much older than me. My nephew and I shared a room. He was just a year younger than me, and around when I was 11 and he was 10. We started doing sexual things. Over the years. We started out dry humping with clothes on. Then clothes off. Then eventually I started performing oral on him. Around age 13 or 14 we started doing anal. I was always the bottom, nearly every night. When I went away for college at 18. We never did it again and haven't spoken of it since. In fact, I don't remember ever talking about it. One of us would just give our gesture to the other that we wanted to frick and went at it. I'm 21 now and am in the process of coming out as gay. He identifies as straight and is in a relationship, but I wonder all the time if it's just for a cover-up. Anyways. We're the only two that know about it and I wouldn't dare tell anyone. Not even my closest. Most trustworthy. Best friend. Sometimes I fear he might tell someone one day. Edit. Wow. Didn't expect this to blow up the way it did. Every single day I fantasize about getting on a plane. Going far far away. And starting over. I'm just too afraid to do it. Been banging the babysitter for years. I've been living in my head for more than 30 years. As a child. I made some kind of fantasy world to escape from my miserable childhood and I never fully returned to the real world. I never got a proper education. Since I can't concentrate more than a couple of hours before I get distracted and return to my other reality, and I have lost several jobs because I'm not paying attention. I don't have any kind of social life and generally prefer to just sit in the dark and dream my life away. My sister was sexually assaulted by my cousin when we were all young. That came out and it took years to get over it all, and now we are on a level ground again. The thing that nobody knows is that he sexually assaulted me as well. Nobody can know as it will tear apart my family. Every single day I think about killing myself. How great it would be. All my problems gone in an instant. Now, I am in therapy for depression. But I don't share those thoughts for fear of being institutionalized. Even briefly is a danger to myself. I don't think I'm a danger to myself. I've had those thoughts for quite a while without swallowing pills or a shotgun. So. Okay. So I cry just about every night because of my financial standings. I feel like a failure. I work as a line cook making minimum wage and hardly have any money for groceries or for anything personal in my life. I've gone without power water. I most of the times feel like my life is worthless. They say money can't buy happiness, but I can freaking guarantee that if I had some I wouldn't feel the way I do most nights when I lay down. Edit. I'm not here to ask for pity or money. Just answering the question honestly. I used to poop my pants until I was like 13. I had no control of my bowels. My mother knew, but that was about it. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened if my fellow students found out. My first girlfriend was really the love of my life. She was the only person that was ever able to finish my sentences, and we bonded over sort of a mutual disdain for the world we lived in. I knew her psyche was fragile and I literally gave her a reason to live while she was institutionalized. We broke up and she committed suicide. Or at least that's what I tell people. In reality, I cheated on her and she destroyed herself. She burned holes through her skin hundreds of times. Sliced dozens of cuts through her body and face. And threw herself off a bridge. I can't even imagine what someone will think if I ever said those things. I've only told a couple people that it even happened. But as far as the details, I probably should do so, but I just can't face that. Using a throwaway, when I was about 13 I was discovering my sexuality and masturbating every day to twice a day. I was so curious about having my cock being touched by someone else that one day I asked my little brother, who was 9 years old. It was kinda awkward. He didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know it was so wrong and so creepy. I remember every little detail of this shameful moment. My special goo dripping on my little brother's hand. I wasn't attracted by my little brother. I was just curious about getting a hand eaten by someone else. And he was the only person which could accept to do it. It happened only one time. We never spoke about it. Now I'm 21 and he's 17. We have a wonderful relationship. He's my best friend. We laugh every time we see each other. I think maybe it would be good to get it off my chest, and maybe his too, and tell him, but I don't want to ruin what we have now. I don't want him to see me as a abusive big brother or even think I might be. It was a child mistake. I didn't know. I sincerely hope he doesn't remember a thing. I'm in middle of a divorce and the only way I've survived taking care of myself and my daughter is prostituting myself this last year. My family would completely disown me if they knew. My ex barely helps as it is. If he knew I had any sort of money he would use it as a reason to help me even less. That I enjoy peeing in the sink when I'm home alone because it feels sort of taboo. Well, here goes. Well, when I was younger I had a friend, let's call her Amanda. Well, we were at a park and across the street there was a building planned for demolition. In a way the genius in me had a great idea to go in it and check it out. As we were exploring, the floor caved in, she fell down 2 stories and landed on some debris and was injured. While I caught myself on the first floor. She didn't make it past the first day in the hospital. I'm still haunted by the screams and the begging. Every year I have a little memorial to myself. I still blame myself for killing her. It doesn't get any easier as more time passes by. After this I slowly started to dull out feelings. Now I can't seem to care at all. It's caused me to try and kill myself multiple times, and every time I tell my friends they don't actually believe that I tried. They all ignore that and say to stop joking about that stuff, but they'll never know the truth. One day I hope she will forgive me. I had a 2-year-long drug-induced psychotic episode where I thought God was talking to me on a daily basis through numbers. I seem like a completely normal, well put together, successful person. I snapped out of it recently. I don't want everyone to think I'm crazy or need help. I figured things out on my own. How I really feel about myself. It would lead to both people being driven away from me and people empathizing for me. I would hate the people who stayed with me. Probably yell at them. Drive them away. Then I would be alone and have nothing to live for. So, for now, I put on my facade and move on. Hey you. Thanks for watching Reddit Stories. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting like and subscribing. Your support means a lot. We also have a Discord community where we will be running giveaways and fun surprises throughout the year. Come along and meet some new friends. You look great today.